Hello, it's Eric, the Swiss Army Knife. Hey, I know there's a lot of videos that have been out on the Lexus 330 and even the 350 and some of the other Lexuses. And this actually carries over to many cars and trucks that have sunroofs. And when they leak, it's just a disaster because you're always tearing up the carpet and trying to find the leak, and you can't find it. You take it in and they've got to not only take the carpets out, they've got to dry them, they got to make sure there's no mold. It's really a mess. So you do-it-yourselfers that are really trying to make this be something that you don't have to revisit, because the way the sunroofs are designed is that every sunroof leaks. And you wouldn't think that, but every sunroof leaks, and there's a channel in each sunroof that has a hole on either side, and it bleeds out on either side of the car out to the ground. The problem is down near the bottom of the chassis. It's really just in between the chassis and everything. I think it's an absolutely horrible design. And so twice now, actually 3 times now with my Lexus 330, I've had to get in and do this and find where the holes, just with a coat hanger or what have you. The driver's side is a little bit more difficult because it doesn't have that coat hanger area that you can reach into. So this is for the people that are kind of frustrated with all that they've read and there's just not enough about what's going on. There's a couple of things you need to remember. Is how much water do you put on top so it doesn't run down the side of the arm of what they call the pillar, which is this area inside, and fool you that it's leaking on the hose. So there's a couple of things I'm going to show you right now, and I think a great solution for most people that are brave enough to do this. We're going to go over here and I'm going to show you this. What's really important is the flow that you have, and that's about a proper flow. It's dripping, it's not overflowing, and it's just getting in there enough water into the corner hole so you can see dripping down below. This is the cowling that goes around the car, and in order to inspect it you might have taken these off, and that is actually this piece right here, which they're usually brittle and they break. So this is the Toyota part number. You can get this at Toyota, you don't have to buy it at Lexus. Okay, you can freeze that and see it. And then there's another one where these are like, and you'll use these all day long. They're the ones with little push pins in them, and they just fall apart when you take them out. So you should get a bag of these too. Get 10. Here's the model number. And you can put your car back together without a hassle and without just like having them half hanging. So you see how this is leaking okay? But it's also coming from right here inside the wheel well. And it's way up in the upper portion that it's coming from, meaning that it's filling up a cavity probably. And I don't know what the heck they came up with and how this is supposed to work. And if somebody's ever messed with it, they might have pulled the pipe out and the pipe is not sitting in the right place. So I just said, you know what, the heck with it. I'm going to show you, if you take this cowling off right here, the speaker cowling and the front, you can literally pull the pipe out. And if you pull the pipe out partially, you can see it start to fill with water. And there's your water coming out from your roof. So my idea is just to run it on the inside of the car, go to the floorboard, put a hole in there with a grommet, and it's no different, and it's actually a solid action that you're doing, and you know whether it's leaking or not. This in the frame thing is just stupid. So if you just get this side piece off, and there's no video on how to take this side piece off. This is where the speaker is, and the side cowling where the airbag is. Be very careful not to disturb the airbag. And this pillar here is a rather hard pillar to come off of, and this is the one reason, is this item here. And in taking it off, get yourself a pair of needle nose and you take it and you twist it So it's turned that way, and there's a slot in there, and this will pull out. That's the one thing that may hang you up. And then this one piece goes out. Be very careful. See this thing here? That's an airbag. Don't mess with it. Okay? The second part of this is a complete fix, so you won't have to do this again. You have to do it to both sides, and this is when the drain that comes down the pillar, this is called the pillar, and goes down into the car and then goes into the middle of the frame down there, is clogged down there. And it happens all the time. You can't see it, so you don't know how to fix it, and it'll cost you $300 to $500 to take to Lexus, because they have to get all the water out of the carpet and everything, and that's pretty minor. You can do that with a fan and some time if you have it. But this is a permanent fix, and it's something I came up with. I also conferred with a few other people to find out whether it was really a solid fix, and I think it is. So what I've done is I pulled out the hose that actually goes up here, and you don't want to pull on this or do anything to it. You just want to take care of it right here. Then I went and found out, how am I going to get another hose to connect to this so it goes down into the body of the car and actually flushes out, so you don't ever have to worry about that again. So I went to actually Lowe's, and they had this great 1/4 inch 3/8. If you want to take it, you want to freeze the frame, I'll actually flip it over and see if there's a item number right there. Sorry about that. And so that will actually, I didn't want to take it apart until I showed you that. And I took a coat hanger. Now you can do any kind of other item, and I took the coat hanger and just shoved it down there until it came out under here. And this is going to be kind of hard to show you, but if you can see that, here's the other end of the coat hanger right there. Okay, so now where is it going to go out into the firewall? And that was the other thing. So I went and found grommets, which I've used before. Wait for the truck to pass. This is a nice little kit. You'll find it in the electric area of Lowe's, or maybe even Home Depot. And it gives you an assortment of grommets. And I picked this one, which is a 1/2 inch hole. And this hose won't fit through, but the other one will. And you're going to take it and put it inside that 1/2 inch hole that I drilled right there in the corner right side. You have a lot of area in which you can drill in there, and you won't pretty much hit anything. Just I poked around to make sure that I wasn't going to hit anything, so I made some small holes first and then investigated and stuck a tube through to make sure that it was nice and clean. So when you drill the hole, the reason why I have a glove on is you want to get yourself some white paint. And you know, you don't have to, but if you do this and just spray the hole, then it won't rust. Okay, that's all you got to do, is just one shot. And then now you're going to put this in it, the grommet in it, and it's going to be, you're going to get white paint on your glove. So better the glove than your hands. There's the grommet in there. Let me see if I can get some light on that. How's that? Okay. See, so there's the grommet sitting in there. So it's the size of the hose that I bought. I'm going to take this and cut it right about here. What I want to show you is the cool part about this hose is it fits right up inside this hose. And you could use dishwater soap or anything like that, but it's a really, really tight fit. It's not going to come out, and there's no pressure. So you'll be able to just put this in there and drop that out a little bit. And the one thing it says that somebody may say is, will that leak? Well, the other way that it was set up is, this is where the level that it was sitting in. So if you're up this high, it's going to come in the doors before it comes in that hole. So don't sweat the hole. And if it's an all sealed system with that grommet in there, it's not coming in either. What I'm also going to do, just as a double factor, if we lived in an area where it rained a lot, I might be concerned, but it's behind the engine, so no spray, nothing gets in there. So I might put silicone around it, but It's there for life and you're done, and you'll never have this problem again. I'm going to show you how to get the pipe, the new pipe that you're going to join with this pipe, down to the floorboard where we've already made the hole. So I told you I had used a coat hanger, which actually is really good, just a coat hanger. And I shoved the pipe in, this pipe that I bought, and you just push it down until you've got enough bite on it to where when you pull on the other end, the pipe is going to follow. So let me show you how I do that. By the way, these are great to not kill your knees. They're 25 bucks. Amazon. Okay, so now I've got hold down here of the coat hanger that I've cut off on both ends, and I've got it up here, so I'm going to push and kind of slightly pull at the same time and sort of worry it back and forth until I see the pipe. And that's how easy it is to pull it through. So now you want to gauge how long your hose is going to be, and you don't want to have to cut it short. First, I'm going to stick the pipe in the hole of the car firewall that I made there. And you can see it just goes in really easy. It's nice and tight. You go in there half an inch or what have you. Okay, and I'm going to take this and probably, I'm going to take it back out. Oops. Nice. Okay, see, stuff happens. I'm going to put this back in. Now my fingers are going to get all painty because I painted the firewall so it wouldn't rust. You don't put any kind of slip stuff in there so you don't end up with goo or any kind of grease there. So what I'm doing is I'm bringing the pipe around. I decided I'd bring it around this one solid cable that goes here. This is a tranny cable or some kind of, I don't know, it's a pretty stiff cable, so I want it to be around it. So it actually protects this hose from getting smashed. Now I'm going to stick it back through. And there you're done. You can use wire ties, whatever you want to keep it so it's not getting smashed by your foot or anything else. Okay? You've also got this foam here that sits way above that hole, so you never have to worry about it getting smashed. Okay, so now I'm going to come up here and I'm going to probably experiment with the size of how I put this together. I'm going to use a razor, and I'm going to go up about half an inch or an inch or two. Actually, I'm going to go up an inch or two. I can always shorten it on the other end. Okay, it's cut. Now I got two pieces sitting there looking at each other. All right, now I'm just going to take them. I'm going to push them together. It's a natural fit, so it's not a big deal. The more I push, and the further up I get it, it'll be like a Chinese finger torture. You try to pull that out, and it'll be difficult. Trust me. You don't want to bind it. You want it just to be just right. Just like the three bears. And I think you're good. That's it. Put the cowling back on, and I'll never have that happen again. And just screw you, Lexus. There is one other thing I want to share with you that's really important. In here, when you put water in here, you open this up and you run water in here, make sure that you don't run the water too fast. If you run it too fast, it's going to flow and come down in here and make you think that it's leaking up in here. This area never leaks. Never. It's one complete little system. It never leaks. Unless somebody has pulled this hose out, you'll never have that problem. So don't tear your hood apart, your roof apart, or anything like that. I'm hoping that these will be good words of wisdom for you and save you a lot of time, because I really think that this was a poor design and we're making it better. Thanks. See ya. I have one more thing I want to show you that's really important, and that is, how do you unwet your car when it's like this and it got all wet? Well, you could spend 4 or 5 hours removing all of this carpeting, or go to Home Depot. I found this is the best little fan ever. It's really nice. I have the big one of this, but this small one is perfect for water damage. Cost you maybe $100, but then again, if you're gonna have Toyota do it, it'll cost you $700. So this is a small price, and it's very efficient, and you can just stick it in your garage and turn it on. I'm gonna turn it on. It blows like crazy. And I pop the drain out here. I have a rubber drain there. I just pop that out so everything's drained. I throw rags inside here, like a bunch of rags. I'm gonna turn this off so you can hear me. I throw a bunch of rags in here, and then I just let this sit on it, and the rags get most of the water. Pull the rags out. You can use towels, whatever you want to do, and then until it's almost all dry. The top gets dry really fast. So I turn this on. This is what they do, and the big boys do. And they just take this and run it like that. And what it does is it lifts up the carpet, and you lift the carpet up all the way around, and you don't want to crease it very much. You want to be as much to not have a whole bunch of creases. There is a little black, I guess a little stopper underneath the gas pedal. You can pull that out and you can get more underneath the carpet. And the more that you pull this up and the more that you get this thing underneath, and you could almost close the door on this. You know, if you're in a parking garage and you want to do this, just hook it up, let it run. Oh, probably, I'm going to say if it's soaked, probably overnight will get you completely dry. And that's a pointer that I haven't seen anywhere on the web, anybody showing you how to do that. So there you go, done. Screw you, Lexus. Screw you, Lexus.